Sup, fellas? Gonna go a little over some fat loss stuff. Cause give the people what they want, right? Last fat loss video got like a lot of views for my channel size, so I was pretty happy with that. And that was one I really didn't think too much about. I just wrote down things that habits and stuff that are in fat loss, and I was like, okay, everybody does this stuff. What if I do the opposite? What if I do things that people say that don't really lead to fat loss, but they think it does? What myths? Yeah, myths. That's what people call them. So this is all going to be off the top of my head. So a lot of rambling, but you guys will probably learn a lot and not be kind of put in a way where, I don't know, you're not going to be misinformed about fat loss, because there's a lot of misinformation from big influencers trying to sell their stuff, and I don't know, it makes me mad because when I was younger, I was like, okay, I can't wait to do all this stuff and get all these supplements and see where it leads me, because there's a lot of people that lie out there for money, and just how the world works, man. And what if I can make you feel better? I'm not making any money from this video, at least, like, not indirectly, possibly, if you guys want to be one of my clients, but you know, directly, no. So first thing I want to get into, this is one that was kind of in my head for the whole day, but it was all about people building fat, or not building fat. Who wants to build fat? Building muscle while losing fat. And that's one of like the most, okay, it's going to be kind of interesting for me to explain this, because people might not, there's going to be a lot of people that say otherwise, and I'll go into it. But you can't get more muscle while losing fat. Here's just, you can feel stronger and you can get more weight up, but that doesn't always mean you're getting stronger. Like in pull-ups, for example, you know, you can get stronger with pull-ups because pull-ups are a body weight exercise. If you lose weight, you're gonna get stronger, you know. But here, let me just get into it. So when you're losing fat, your body's in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is taking off calories from how many calories you need to maintain everything you have. So while you're cutting down with those calories, you can't gain muscle because you don't have enough carbs or fats to gain muscle. So it is technically impossible to gain muscle. You can gain strength, but you can't gain muscle, is what I'm trying to say, while in a cut. That's why there's cutting, bulking. There's no bulking while losing fat. You know, there is a possibility of that happening, but you have to do certain specific things to get there. Like, for an example, walking while gaining muscle can lead to fat loss while also gaining muscle, but not much, like a very little amount. So don't expect to be built like Alex Eubank just from walking and then strength training with your maintenance, because you can't really gain muscle. That's why people get in those periods where you're at a plateau. Usually it's because you're not tracking your macros and you're still in a like maintenance calories, if not maybe a little bit of a deficit. At least that's a problem I had. So don't fall into a trap where, okay, I'm right now I'm trying to build muscle and lose fat. No, you're not. Pick one. You have to either cut weight or bulk up. You gotta pick one. And I recommend, if you're skinny fat or you're overweight, cut down, see what your physique's like, and then start bulking. But lean bulking is the smartest way. So just go in a little increase, a little surplus, if you will, like 200-300 calories, and see how muscle kind of comes on. But that's kind of the first little myth I wanted to get into. Ooh, I got another good one. This one's right off the noggin. You need to do intense cardio to lose and burn fat. Not true. You don't need anything at all. Realistically, if you go to the gym, you don't even have to go to the gym. Here's what you got to do. All you have to do is just go in a deficit. Look how much energy you're burning in a day. Look how many calories you eat in a day, and subtract that by 300 calories. Still do the same stuff you do. You're going to lose fat. Or you're going to lose weight, I should say. Not fat. You can lose fat by keeping your protein at an optimal level, but cutting down on carbs and fats. So protein being 1 gram per pound is the average. It's 0.8 to 1.2, but I just say 1 gram per pound, just easier. But yeah, that's about what you want. So you don't need to do intense cardio to lose fat. I recommend it just to be in shape, which I don't want to discourage anybody that does cardio. Like, you're wasting and burning and destroying your gains. You can still be in a bulk and gain muscle while doing cardio. You're just going to stay in shape. So don't let cardio kind of impact, like, okay, I need to go do like a 10-mile run to lose fat. No, you don't. Just go to the gym regularly and go in a calorie deficit, and you're going to lose weight. If you want to get in shape, you got to start tracking macros. Things get a little more complicated. And that's where you hire either a personal trainer or you do it yourself. So yeah, that's kind of what options I would recommend. So that's a whole deal. Now that's going to run, pun not intended, but that's going to run right into cardio. Does cardio kill your gains if you're doing cardio and you're trying to bulk up and stuff? This isn't fat loss, but it is a big thing where I see, like, I got a comment on one of my YouTube shorts and it was like, don't jog. Jogging kills gains. It doesn't kill gains. If you're in a calorie surplus or you're maintaining or something like that, as long as you're eating more than you're burning, you're going to be fine, dude. You're not going to destroy your gains by jogging. If the only thing that kills gains is not balancing out your macros, that's what kills your gains, not running, right? You just have to adjust your calories and your macros for that. So be careful. Don't listen to everything you hear or see on TikTok. Go to multiple different sources. Like my YouTube video, things change all the time. Some of this information could not be true, or anybody's information on the internet might not be true within the next 10 years, because facts and stuff change all of the time. So that's why there's so many different opinions, because some of these are outdated, like from back when Mike Mentzer was a bodybuilder, and some are just coming in, So a big one I like to go to is Jeff Nippard. He's pretty good, really good science-based facts, which, science-based community isn't that hot, but, I rock with it because I want to get as many gains as much gain. I want to gain as much as I possibly can, So I look a lot at science and how science works with that stuff, because you're using science-based equipment. You might as well do science-based things to get the use out of that equipment. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. What's another myth? Man, I should have prepped a little bit more before this video, because I know all the right stuff to do, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways that I thought fat loss worked, but I didn't really completely understand. Cutting out carbs for fat. That's a good one. Cutting carbs for fat loss, you don't need to do that. Like, you're not going to gain weight or lose weight super fast, or lose fat super fast. You're going to lose weight fast, but that weight's not going to be what you think it is. So I got a question on my Instagram about a keto diet. Keto diet's not necessarily bad for you, but not necessarily good for you. They're just a diet. It's another diet like any other diet, like a carnivore diet or a vegetarian diet. I think a normal diet is the best way to go. Who cares, dude? Just eat whatever, and just make sure you're eating a good amount of carbs, fats, and protein. But some people cut out carbs, you lose weight. That's true, but don't cut out all of the carbs. Go in just a small little carb deficit, right? That's where in a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus, your protein usually always stays the same. The only thing that changes is your carbs and your fat intake. Carbs give you energy before you lift. That's like your fuel. That's like your gasoline to your car. Fats help with hormonal health. Hormones being like your testosterone, your estrogen, making sure your levels are stable and you're not going everywhere. Helps a lot with recovery. So yeah, be careful with that. You can lower your carbs in your calorie deficit but don't cut them out, because then you're going to be going to your workouts. You're not going to be able to push as hard. You're not going to feel like going for a run or going for a walk because you're just so dehydrated. You're going to sit on the couch and watch, I don't know, regular show all day like me. So I've done a keto diet and a carnivore diet, and I've done these for months. I wouldn't recommend them. If you want to try them, diets work different for everybody, but I would not recommend carb or keto from just my experience. Go with an optimal diet where you just cut calories out, and you're going to see a lot more success, and you're not going to feel as much like crap. So, yeah, big thing there. Is there anything else I can think of? There's myths freaking everywhere, dude. But when I sit in front of the camera and I'm starting to think, I'm like, okay, I got this camera staring at my face, and I don't even know how many people are watching. What lies have you been told? If you guys can think of any more myths or anything like that, put them in the comments, and I can maybe make a part 2 to this video. That could help you guys out a lot, and we can figure out, whatever. But if you guys also want any more facts or interested in training with me and me helping with this stuff, check out my Calendly link. You can book a call. Don't charge anything. I'm a little too starter for that. And I don't think I would charge. It's just kind of weird to talk to someone about fitness. And then I have my Instagram on there too. If you want to see kind of what I'm up to, posts I do, inspirational posts, sometimes a little disciplined posts. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a hard ass sometimes, but that's just how I am. So stick around, check out some more of my videos if you want to. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Peace.